say that. So, other comments, questions, or Don, more that you want to say? I muted someone because of just the background noise, but what do you say, friends? Comments, questions? Bob, what about you? I mean, you've been doing this also for quite some time now. Out of the group, maybe you, me, and Don have been going for the longest, and I say that only because Doug Roberts is not on today. How does that whole? What are your comments to what Don says? I think you're on mute, friend. I think. No, you're not. We're not hearing you.
Not hearing me?
No.
Quite softly, but go on.
I'll try to speak a little louder then. I think as you transition, it's very challenging when you give up that control and you turn things over to God to kind of give those things to Him. It's always opposing forces acting in against each other. Because when you give up, you're constantly thinking, well, maybe I need to take that back, or you're frustrated with where it is. You just can't stay off. You can't. You can surrender it. You can mentally say, I'm going to surrender it, but it is challenging to not to try to go back and take it back. And then, especially with whether it's relationships, what's going on with other people, as you begin to adjust and you surrender things, it's certainly a new experience, a learning curve to say, how much of that do I surrender? How much of that do I try to give to God and let Him control? Or like with my children or wherever that is. So I say that I just, entering into the idea of surrendering certain things and surrendering those ideas, it's difficult to say where's the stopping point that you stay out of and you try to engage in and use your mind to try to solve the issues, right?
Yeah.
So I say that I'm just one that's continuing to experience that and learn how to do it.
Yeah, it's a journey there. I think what's so awesome is centering. This is quite a thought that a lot of Christians are more focused on orthodoxy, in other words, being right, than what's called orthopraxy, meaning what you do. And especially for those who are pretty religious, it's like you got to be right, but it kind of doesn't. I don't care what you do as long as you're right. But this practice turns it on its head because it's about what you do. Centering prayer is creating a place for you to be able to practice this stuff. So you might have heard before the kind of things Don shared, right? And you might have heard it on a Sunday morning in a sermon, and you thought, wow, that's really cool. And then you went home, but within 5 days you forgot about it. But centering prayer creates that place to actually practice it. And that's not to say that you should kind of work, like think as you're doing centering prayer about all sorts of things you've got to be practicing. It's what you're automatically practicing is surrender, because by not engaging in thoughts, when that thought comes by about how your business is doing, when you let it go and say, no, I just want to know the Father, you're surrendering it, you're letting it go, and then you're doing that 1,000 times. And after you've done it 1,000 times, the grip that worry has on your life is loosened. And sometimes that thought becomes so intense that you actually want to stop your time of centering prayer and just get up and make a phone call, like do something. And that's fine if you end up doing that. But when you resist that and you say no and you say your sacred word and you just say, I want God's presence and his action, you're just dying. You're just surrendering. You're getting out of your mind. You're getting into your heart, and you're stopping sleepwalking towards God, and you're becoming awake to him, and you're beginning to sleepwalk to all your worries. Like they're there, but they're a little bit like a dream. I mean, that's where we're going is, the stuff's like a dream that we live in, but what's true, what's real is God and his presence. That's what I'm not sleepwalking to. Anyway. Hey, Drewster, I see we got you on, and you look like you're probably by the river again, man.
Nope. Actually, I'm at home today.
Okay.
But, good to join everyone.
So, dude, what do you think? I mean, you've also been doing this now for some time, couple of months. I mean, what do you think about the whole sleepwalking or anything Don said?
Yeah, it really hit home for me, a lot of it, because I guess I feel like I'm going through the same things. I don't know if I quite call it sleepwalking as more as I call it aware of God and the situation myself.
Yeah.
As the struggles come and go, I think I'm more present and aware. I totally get the analogy of sleepwalking though, because I feel that too. It just, to me, it seems like it's a little more of a presence that I feel. Both myself, God, the situation, all of it.
That's awesome, man. So would you say you worry less and you're less kind of sucked up in what's happening in your outside world?
Yeah, at this point, I wouldn't say I worry less. I'd say I'm more aware of it. I know how to deal with it better. Both just myself spiritually and in the situation. So I would say, I'm more aware of it. Awesome. More able to deal with it. Yeah. And not like I'm dealing with it, just like I'm aware of it, and I, take a deep breath and remember where I am, and spiritually the whole thing.
Well, listen, you guys have all become friends, and so I wouldn't just say this to anyone, but I mean, in 2015, I wasn't gonna take my life, but I could understand why people do take their lives, because it felt like an option for me. And that is because my outside situation, my business, had just become such a big thing. It was like the biggest monkey on my shoulder. I tried for years to, using all my effort and stuff that had been successful before, to make it work, and it just felt like it's just so hard and I can't do it, and I'm running out of gas, and I was anxious and I was depressed and I was dark. And when you share now this morning, Don, I mean, I realize in that moment the reality of my outside challenges was everything to me, and I was actually sleepwalking towards God. I mean, I was complaining at him and reminding him of stuff, but that was all just mental efforts to try and fix my situation. And now it feels like that's a million years away. I can't imagine that was me, because I feel like the same challenges or even bigger have happened since then. But it's like I only kind of care about it, Like I feel like I'm more sleepwalking to those challenges. So I just so grateful. Anyway, guys, any other comments or questions or thoughts before we Bail out. What about all our lovely ladies in Canada? And not sure if Maggie's still in South Africa. I think she is, because we saw that famous picture of her, which seems to be in South Africa.
I would just like, excuse me, it's Joe. I would just like to thank everybody for their honesty when they share about their own struggles, not in detail, but I think we still tend to think I'm different. People aren't going through what I'm going through, but we're all one and the same person. I often say that to myself and to my friends. We're all one.
Yeah. Great, Joe. Is that John Boy Spencer that's on the call?
I'm on, but
Hey!
Hudson's on as well. So,
Dude!
Yeah, that was amazing. Thank you.
Sorry, who else did you say is on?
Hudson, so you might hear
Hudson. Hudson's 1 year
That's
old and
his
he's learning
version.
centering prayer. That's awesome. You guys all have to meet
Yeah.
Jonathan Spencer in person. He lives in Chicago and his heart is the size of Chicago. He's just one of those people you just need a hug all the time.
Well, I look forward to meeting you all. Thank you.
Yo, Jono, you got to come up and meet Drew in Michigan. Hey, there's
Yeah,
Hudson.
absolutely.
For sure.
We're not buried in snow now, so it'd be nice to come up.
What do you say, Maggie?
What do I say about what?
I don't know. You look like you're about to say something.
No, I'll tell you what I was doing. I had a young man come to my door, can you believe, the moment he started to meditate. And it was a young man who regularly comes, he's very hungry, he wants food. So I had to sit him down and say to him, I'll be with you in 20 minutes.
That is funny.
So I've just cooked him a meal as I've been walking around the kitchen with you guys, so he's now eating. So I'm back now. So, yeah, I am still in South Africa, but I fly to England on Thursday. So I'm hoping to catch you. I'm not sure what time. Oh, yeah, we're an hour ahead of England. So it should still be doable, hopefully, most Saturdays.
Lovely.
So I hope to catch up with you. But
So-
I really enjoyed today. Thank you for that, Rob. The surrendering thing is, yeah, it's wonderful, wonderful.
Are you suggesting that we would get food if we came to your door?
You'd be very welcome. You have to rub your tummy and say, Mama, hungry, hungry.
Lovely.
Oh, dear. Yeah,
That's
it's
lovely.
a whole different world, South Africa, I tell you. It's a whole different world.
Yeah, my wife just came back from South Africa this week, and fortunately the elections there were peaceful. Looks like the new government will be probably the best yet since Mandela. So we're praying that there'd be
Yeah.
some good progress in South Africa.
The one thing, Rob, that's highly concerning is that they seem to deny the farm murders. And we've literally just had one very close to where I live, where a couple they're always white farmers, and these guys go in and they tied them up and they tortured them. It was just
Oh
hideous.
my gosh,
And
really?
then and then murdered them. So it sort of took it to a whole different level. It wasn't just shooting them; it's torturing them.
Wow.
So yeah, and the sickening thing is, it seems that the government is denying that it's happening a lot.
Wow. Gee, Maggie, well, thanks for cheering us up. No, I'm just kidding you. I mean, that's a harsh reality, but anyway.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. Okay.
No, thank you for your
Thank you, guys.
contribution.
You're welcome.
No, I'm just kidding. All right, everybody, have a wonderful Saturday.
Okay.
Bless you all. Have a
Thank
great
you.
week.
Bye, guys.
Thanks, guys. You too.